Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast, Snark Week Day 2. We're talking about This Is How We Bingham. Apparently in their thread, there's an old video where the people talk about their old life and how they used to be wealthy. They're still wealthy, guys. They still make a ton of money. But they went to an airport and they were denied boarding. Why were they denied boarding? It's kind of like my story with Flair, almost. So I'm a little bit of sadness for them. Not really, though, because they're assholes. But it is Snark Week. So we are going to spin the wheel and someone's going to win a shirt. And everybody on the wheel is past my first tier on all the way up to Friday. Then on Friday, everybody gets in the wheel and I'll spin it a bunch of times. But this is what's going on. Crafty Pet Groomer. You win a t-shirt. Reach out to Josh at the dadchallengepodcast.com with your shirt size and your address, and I'm gonna hook you up. Let's get to the snark. So I was just scrolling through This Is How We Bingham. It's only got 1.6 thousand members. Get over there, guys. They need some more snarkers. They do anything for clout. And this is a video. I'm banned from this community, bro. Every once in a while, I go back and watch a video of them trying to put that airport on blast. Anything for views, right? So this is the video that I'm going to talk about today. I didn't even know this existed. They tried to put a whole airport on blast. To be fair to them, that was horrible customer service. It was just the first time they didn't get their way, entitled behavior, and hopefully it taught them that rules apply to everyone. That was totally their fault, but customer service was not great. I mean, have you ever been to an airport? Don't forget my Flair Airline story. And I can't believe Flair Airlines is still around. Pretty sure I cannot believe, I thought they went bankrupt. But they're still around. In order to get to the snark, because I got lots to do, I'm heading to Annie's show tonight in Toronto. So if you're in Toronto, you make sure you come out to Annie's show. Annie's show right here. Put this up, Tyson. Seriously Live with Annie Elise. It's at the MRG Live Tour with Annie Elise. Where is it? It's at the Royal in Toronto, 608 College Street. Here's the thing. I got to go to Annie's show tonight because I'm supporting Annie. I got some shirts for her and I want to say hi. I haven't seen her in a little while. Oh, you can only go, it's 19 plus too. Don't forget that, everybody. But yeah, I want to go there and give her some shirts, say hi. But I have to be back here. So I have to go out there during the day, go to her show. And then after her show, which probably ends at like 11, I'm leaving at to go back home, which is a 5-hour drive because my kitchen goes in the morning. You guys have no idea how excited I am. Right? My flooring goes in today. The renovation's going really well. Finally, it's just kind of, the end is just all the trades are in painting. We got floors in. My flooring guy does trim, so I can get him to do trim. Thank the Lord. Because all my house has these things called these rounded corners or bullnose. I don't know what it's called. But instead of, 45 degree, 90 degree angle, 90 degree angle corners, the rounded edges. I think it was really hot in the late 90s or something. I don't know. When I was growing up, if you had rounder corners in your house, I'm like, oh my gosh. So you're rich, right? Now I hate them, okay? And I wish I could go back to normal corners. Anyway, to trim those, to put baseboard on those, you have to put a 25.5 degree angle or some baloney, and then put a little strip and then another 25.5 degree angle. I can do trim otherwise. I can't do this for some reason. I suck at it. So that's my story of my renovation. Speaking of renovations, This Is How We Bingham built and renovated this gorgeous. I love the house. Don't get me wrong. I'm not jealous of a lot of people. I'm not jealous of them. I have a beautiful house too. And I could probably live in that house if I wanted. Actually, you know what? No, I couldn't, because I'm not stupid. I don't want a $20,000 mortgage. Some people are out of their damn minds. And some people, maybe it wasn't $20,000. Okay, even if it was $10,000. Who has a $10,000 mortgage? You're out of your rocker, especially YouTubers. It depends on your level of YouTube success, right? If you've made tens of millions, cool, go buy a house with cash. I don't know if an investor would tell you to buy a house with cash, but if I had that kind of money, I would buy the house with cash so I could just live in there for the rest of my life. Okay, these people who get into a little bit of YouTube money and spend like they're freaking Bono, it's weird to me. Anyway, they didn't get kicked out of their house. They could no longer afford to live there and still live the way that they were, right? So they were like, look, our YouTube channel is absolutely dying, and it is dying, okay? Like their YouTube channel is on the outs. But this is how YouTube channels, especially when it comes to family vlogging, almost every single one of them are not enjoying the same numbers that they were, except for a few. This Not Enough Nelsons, they still enjoy the same amount of views. Crazy Pieces, Crazy Middles, a little bit less than they used to be, but not as much. There's none that are thriving, and that's because it is a dying genre, and thank God it is. Okay, that means that people are waking up to child exploitation and realizing that it's wrong. Why am I doing influencer hands? This is okay. So here are their views for the past month though. That's a lot of long views. It's because of the move and everything that's going on. They had a big boost this month because it's never usually 3.3. That's a lot. Okay, they've made some good money this month because of the moves, but that's not going to last because their content is shit, right? They're still down more than they used to be, but you know, even though their views are up, their subscribers are not up. They haven't gained 10,000 subscribers this month. In the past 3 months, they haven't gained 10,000 subscribers, which means that they are losing subscribers faster than they are gaining them, because on a channel of 1.3 million subscribers, growth should be there, right? I only have 300,000 subscribers and I still grow by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a day. Okay, that's just by nature how the snowball rolls, right? It's not how the Bingham rolls, though. So anyway, they're not gaining any subscribers. They are losing subscribers, again, faster than they're growing. They've had 20,000 subscribers in a year. That's nothing for a channel of 1 million. So for all intents and purposes, I call it dead in the water. It is. But they're still making, I want to say that's $35,000 that they're making if people are watching those videos and watching to the end. And the ad reads that they're getting, so they're still making more money than most people will ever see in their lifetimes, but it's still not enough to live in this lavish lifestyle that they had before, and so they just moved to a smaller mansion. I think they traded with another YouTuber, I'm not even kidding, plus cash for their house, for the house that they moved into, which is like, it's beautiful, but of course they're going to destroy all the beauty in it because they're like, we need this to be a YouTuber house, white cabinets, white floors, white lights, white everything white, okay, with my backwards hat on. Hi, family, we lost all our money. But they make cuts. Hey, we lost all money today. Shut up. Anyway, let's look at the video. And this is the one that this is in the entitlement of This Is How We Bingham. That's what we're calling this video.
Go this way? Okay. Thank you. It's not, you're a good person, okay?
Probably not a good person. My belief is that you cannot be a good person and work at an airport. Just kidding. I'm kidding. There are some great people who work at airports. I worked at an airport. Story time. When I was younger, before I married Kathy, I had many jobs. And I have had, if you heard my story, my life story, you've heard that I've had many jobs in my life. But I was a ramp attendant for WestJet, which I absolutely loved except for the night shifts, okay? The beautiful thing about the Ottawa airport is that it shuts down at 11. So there's no flights after 11. So no matter what type of shift you're on, you're not really, working overnights. But there are 4 a.m. flights. There are some damn early flights, so it's basically overnight. I hated those ones. But during the day in the summer, nothing like working at the airport on the ramp, okay? And I don't mind hard work, so bring it. We would challenge each other, be like, how many bags we had them? Like, we were good, we were fast, and WestJet would give you buddy passes if you met all your quarterly goals, right? They would give you bonuses, which is, I like WestJet. I like Porter better, but I like WestJet too. Anyway, so I used to work in the pit and did all that, and then I transferred over to CSA for Sunwing. Sunwing? Yeah, Sunwing. Man, was that ever fun. I got so good at weighing people's bags just by hand. I used to go, I am of the impression that customer service reps are just try to piss people off because they don't get to go on vacation. I'm under the impression that customer service reps hate people. I didn't hate anybody, but sometimes you had a bad morning and you'd see a guy and you're like, that carry-on is way too big. Okay. I'm not trying to ruin your life, but that carry-on is way too big. And he'd be like, no, it's not. I'm like, I'd lift this shit. I'd be like, you're allowed 25 pounds on carry-on on Sunwing. That's how it works, or whatever it was at the time. I'm like, that's like 46 pounds. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, let's go or weigh it. Put it on the thing, 46 pounds. Okay. I actually enjoyed that job a lot, and I was really good at customer service. But some days, you get the people who are drunk or belligerent. You can't get on an airplane when you're drunk. By the way, if you're visibly drunk, they're not going to fly you because you could die. Your blood's already thinned out, and when you get up in the atmosphere and the things happen to your blood, you could die. So that's why, oh, my flooring guy's here. Anyway, all that to say, we got buddy passes, and then I took my buddies to LA. Is it LA? Yeah, Hollywood. And I got to go see The Price is Right, which I thought was pretty cool. So, story time over.
It's a really hard morning for us, so you're a good person.
I know.
3. Go Pro family!
I know it's not nice, but like when rich people who are entitled get their comeuppance, I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, baby.
No backwards hat. What's going on here?
It takes a lot to get us in.
I see why he wears one though. He's got the old dad head like everybody else does.
Anywhere, but totally worth it. San Fran, here we come.
Actually, no. San Fran, you're not. No.
Hey, let me come get it for you. I'll come get it stuff.
I just get to film every moment of your life, and it's awesome that they get called out once in a while.
Was that fun? It's about to get way more funner.
Is it about to get way more funner? That aged like milk.
This is where I went, huh? You ever seen it in the video? Dude, look at you freaking studs, dude. We are up and we're doing the dang thing.
You're really not, though.
Let's get up here in line and then we can sit down and find out.
You guys got like 3 cameras rolling at once.
No, it's just called Alaska Airlines.
Okay, so here's what happened. With the departure... Roll it up. With the departure time of 6:30 a.m., we are denied boarding passes for checking in at 5:52 a.m. 2 minutes past cutoff time. A difference of 120 seconds. And this is where I'm going to be like, yeah. The airports just, again, they're... The people who work at airports, for some reason, are the most... Some of them, not all, but some of the most vindictive assholes that exist on planet Earth. Like, there's just no reason to be as mean as they are. They really isn't. If it's a difference of 2 minutes, you're still going to get there. And even if you don't, like, can we make a rule at airports to be like, well, you can try. And then if you're denied at the other side, then you're denied, right? If the airplane is taken off, then okay, you're too late. But if it's 30 minutes to the departure, they're still boarding. It takes 30 minutes to board an airplane anyway, like minimum, depending on how packed it is. I mean, some airplanes do like to get out early, and if they can, and that's why they do have some cutoffs, and I get that, right? But if your people aren't there, they're calling people at airports like, oh, if there's someone taking a dump, your flight's leaving, they'll call you. If you're on the other side, you're late, they'll call you, but if you're on this side, so I get that. But at the same time, don't be so dumb. If like now I'm so early to airports, it's like insane. Like 2 hours. I don't even care. Like I'm never gonna deal with what Flair did to me ever again. And I did the same thing. Mine was different though. I think I don't know if I forget what mine was, but Flair was the customer. It was about the customer service. It might even have been my fault. Actually, I don't even remember if I booked the wrong day. I don't know what it was. But the customer service reps were such assholes to everybody there, not just me, but the people who were late to their boarding were crying. People were trying to get home, and Flair just didn't give a shit. Customer service reps don't care. They don't. They actually love the misery that happens in these lines. There's some kind of weird disconnect between a customer service rep for an airline and regular folk. I don't know what it is. But not all. I say not all because it isn't. There's some amazing them out there. I think the newer ones are a little bit easier. You get the odd, very, very helpful Southern lady who's really nice. But like for the most part, they just can't wait to F somebody's vacation up. They can't. Right? Come on. But the rules are rules, I guess, and until they change them, which is what I would say we should do. Change the rules, right? 15 minutes before your flight if you arrive, and if you can get through security, so be it, but you can't, right? And they're like, well, we don't want you trapped on the other side of security, and we don't want your bags because they'll get lost. Like, I understand there is some part to it, but there's like 30 minutes? Nah, especially if you're in a smaller airport. Like, I could understand doing a check-in at like Detroit or, Texas or major large airports. But even airports like Ottawa, which would take you about 3 minutes to get to your gate, no joke. Come on. Okay, small airports, let's change the rules. But also, they got screwed.
Hang on, guys, for just 1 minute, okay? I would have never thought in a million years of getting here this early. It was not early enough.
Where are these mosquitoes coming from? Mosquito. Whoa, sorry, I missed that. Passengers who arrive after cutoff time can still be granted permission to receive boarding passes with approval of manager. Now, the manager can come out and see it's one guy with a carry-on, be like, okay, go ahead. Family of 6. A single request was made via walkie-talkie and we were denied. No explanation, no discussion, zero sympathy. Get to the airport on time. Stop filming everything. If you weren't filming anything, if he wasn't filming everything, make sure all his cameras were on, all his shit was going, I bet you they would have made it in time for the 120-second cutoff. Betcha. But the guy has to record everything. The other lady's being denied too behind them, and she's like, we had a flat tire. They're like, well, that's why you leave early to the airport. My wife pleads in tears. Is that? I don't see any tears. Pleads and ask again. They will not. Well, you guys have 6 people. You gotta go through security. Looks like you're filming everything. We don't like it already. Like, if you want to like schmooze a customer service rep, be overly nice. Be a Canadian. All the way through, super apologetic. I'm so sorry. And if they say no at the first, you're like, that's you're right. If you just, you know what I mean? Some people will have a little bit of pity on you. But if you're a dick right off the top and filming everything, like your husband back here while your wife's trying to get you on a flight, they're gonna be like, F off, bro. It is suggested we simply buy new tickets. Well, you're rich enough. You're spending $10,000 on sneakers for basketball teams and going to... Didn't they fly across the world to buy a purse or some shit? Relax. You can afford it.
5, 6 tickets. Yeah, it was $3,000 for these tickets.
Oh no, $3,000, eh? Yeah, you spent $3,000 putting THIB in your pool and lettering, so... no sympathy here. TIHB. TIB. That's a stupid acronym. Doesn't even... It's stupid. Because, like, this is how we do something. It's like, this is how we roll. Or this is... How do you Bingham? It's your last name. It's not a thing that you do. Okay? You're not Binghaming things. Stupid. It's dumb. So the reason he's filming this on the internet is because this is his way to be like, do you know who I am? We're YouTubers and we're going to make you pay, Alaska Airlines. Can I say this? Most airlines don't give a shit about negative reviews online. They don't care. Some definitely go more viral than others and they want to mitigate it. But for the most part, they do not give 2 shits about anything because you have to fly. It's a monopoly. You have no, like, there's nothing you can do about it. He said she's pleading in tears and she's not. I don't see any tears.
And all this computer work, we would be on the plane right now. I don't understand it.
Dude, that's not how you get on the flight. You got to be apologetic. It is your fault. And you'd be like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, you know, we had a blowout diaper this morning. It's my bad. I'm so sorry. And then you just like, you kind of color bluff. You're like, okay, I'll figure it out. I mean, that's what I do. And then if they get rude later, it's fine. It is what it is. But like there is something built into a DNA of a customer service rep at an airline where they hate every person. I don't know why they work in customer service, because they hate it. They all hate it.
You just checked us in when we walked up here. We'd be sitting on the plane.
We got that, buddy. We got it, Mr. 120 seconds late. Not even the courtesy of eye contact. You've got a camera on them. They're probably a little nervous.
That is like unheard of.
It's not unheard of. There are rules, buddy. It's not unheard of. This happens all the time. As much as I don't like it, I get it, but it's not unheard of. Are you saying it's unheard of that you always get what you want? Is that what you're saying? I mean, we are YouTubers. We get things. We get free shit.
Honestly, if you just checked us in now, we could get on the plane. There's still another 30 minutes. We're 50 minutes early.
They're boarding the plane now, though, is what she's saying. They ask you, and everybody knows this, to be 2 hours early to a flight. I think 1 hour domestically, is it still the thing, or is it still 2 hours? I don't know. 3 hours internationally, 2 hours domestically. They tell you to do this. Everybody knows. Like, these people, it's not like they have never flown before. They've probably been on 100 vacations that they know and it's almost like he wanted this. You know what I mean?
If they let you on, that's going to be a miracle. They won't let us go back there.
Are you on the 6:30 flight?
That lady's like, shut up, bitch.
They won't let us go back there. It's too late, apparently. 50 freaking minutes early, and it's too late.
You're not 15 minutes early, bro. You're not 15 minutes early. Because he's trying to get everybody on his side. The rules are the rules, man. You are 2 minutes late, and you admitted it in the beginning of the video to check-in time. They do that on purpose. There is a stupid rule, depending how big your airport is, but a rule nonetheless, because depending on who you are, it could take you 20 minutes to get to, then if you delay a flight, here's the reason why it's there. Okay, and I get it. I understand for some reasons. Some people dawdle, some people are late, and they do not want late flights leaving late. Once you get onto the security side, once you pass security, you are the airport's responsibility. You can get denied boarding and stuff like that for being an asshole, but if you're on that side and you've been checked in here, they have to find you. Okay, they're not going to leave without you when you're on that side unless you're absolutely incapacitated or whatever, right? You're 20 minutes late, then they'll leave. But if you delay a flight, every minute that airplane is on the ramp, they are fined, and it costs money, lots and lots of money. That's why when I was working the ramp for WestJet, they would give you bonuses for getting shit done on time. If you met your goals, you get free passes. Awesome, right? Because we were told, like, any delay is bad. If you're not out there with the friggin' things ready to bring planes in and what do you call that? What's this called? Freaking with the cones and shit. You just stand there with the cone like this. If you weren't there, the plane waiting on the ramp, they're being charged for that. So that's why this exists, because if you're late here, they're thinking, well, you're going to dawdle on the other side. You're going to have 5 kids that need to take a piss. You're going to have to go get snacks and drinks and everything else. It's just not worth it. That's why you show up at least an hour before your flight, not 2 minutes before boarding. Oh, here comes Karen with the purse on her arm. I will never, ever fly Alaska Airlines ever again. Do you know that we're YouTubers? We're telling the world that Alaska Airlines denied us flights because we were late for the flight. Like, do you know who we are? We have a mansion, okay, that has letters in our pool and a pickleball court. I will never, ever fly ever again. Stupid.
Like, literally worst experience, and I know it's...
I mean, it's not that they weren't rude to you. They were... How's this the worst experience? That you were late and they were just following their rules. It's not the worst experience you've ever had. I mean, imagine losing your house is probably the worst experience you had. A little worse than this, I guess. But it's good to see that YouTubers get their comeuppance once in a blue moon.
Not your fault, but 50 minutes of...
This is the worst experience, not your fault. Well, you're blaming them.
Really? No, you can keep it. Come out here, studs.
Come on, studs.
I don't know what we're gonna do, buddy. I have no...
These people make millions of dollars. At this time, their peak of their channel were probably making 3,000 was nothing for them. Nothing. I get it though. Like, sucks to spend $3,000, but you got a vacation reel to make.
At the airport an hour early, and Alaska Airlines.
No, you weren't. You were not there an hour early. You've been waiting in line there. You said your flight's at... It said it was 6:30. His flight is. His phone said 6 a.m. You even said in the beginning of the video you were 2 minutes late to check in. You were not there an hour early. You're late. Why are you lying? And then you're lying.
Will not let us board our plane. They said
you're not an hour early.
An hour was not sufficient time to get to our plane.
No, that's not an hour. That's not true. An hour early is fine. You were not an hour early. You were 28 minutes before the flight took off. Boarding starts 30 minutes before the flight takes off. You're not supposed to be checking in after boarding starts. That's the rules. I know I don't like them. I'm with you on that. I'm just saying those are the rules. Okay? People got mad at me for calling out Flair for being shitty assholes, but again, it was more about the shitty assholeness, not my own, it was only a $99 flight, so. But it was me getting to the airport. I had to go back home. It was crazy, okay? I was pissed.
Literally never heard of that in my life.
You've never heard about being at an airport 2 hours early? Never? You guys, how many vacations has this effing family been on? You've never heard about being at the airport on time? Never? Families not boarding. This was August 3rd, 2016. Damn. And that has 3.2 million views. So in that video alone, They lost $3,000 on tickets, but they made $15,000-$20,000 on the video. No kidding. So that's why I'm like, maybe this is, you know, a thing. But they never. I'm surprised this family existed because they always took down their content. Yeah, so they're traveling all over the world, even as far as 2014. So they've traveled. Like, I don't want to hear about it. I've never heard of being at an airport on time. Or I mean, who does that?
He used to work with us. Won't even let us make a run for it.
So this is his hair in 2016. That's why he wears a backwards hat.
Just flat out will not check us in and let us get on our plane. There's no line at the TSA check-in, so we'd walk straight through, straight to the gate, maybe a maximum of 15 minutes to take care of that. We have 50 minutes, and they refuse to check us in. I have never in my life experienced something like this.
Never.
So now we've been told to call a number and try and get a different flight on a different airline.
It's like, shut up, Dad.
$1,000 in tickets to fly a family of 6 people, and they just said, just get tickets on a different airline. That was their solution. I have never experienced anything. Our experience with Alaska Airlines is the worst I have ever had.
He's so mad. We are the Binghams. How dare they?
In my 38 years of life.
It's 38. He's licking his kid's head here. Why are you licking the head? You just licked the baby's head. He's so mad.
You okay, Kirby?
She got the Karen stance. Hello, yes, is this the police? We're the Binghams, we're YouTubers, and the flight said we couldn't get on. Cop on the other side's like, do they know that you're YouTubers? Yeah, they know, we told them. Okay, well, what should we do? I think you should arrest the airport. The whole airport arrests.
It's so simple. It's so simple.
You know what else is simple? Getting to the airport on time. Like everybody else on Earth that does generally, usually. Not all the time, but sometimes. You know, that's simple too. Getting up a little earlier. Not like you had any hair to wash, you know? Just guys rocking cameras all over his body. He's like, do you not see them filming everything? They're like, we don't care. You were late. Stipulations, contracts, everything else. I get it. And again, I understand that it's stupid. I do. I want to keep saying, I think airports are dumb sometimes and they just want to wreck people's shit. Because you work in customer service and just tell me how it is dealing with people. Okay? Sometimes you got to kill people kindness. Sometimes there's just, for some reason, people exist in the world, especially in customer service. Anybody who's worked as a waiter or in customer service knows this. There's just some people that are like, how do you exist on Earth? Do you have any friends? Like, people just exist to complain sometimes. It's like, ugh, like, how are you this effing miserable? There are just people who just walk around the world miserable and they just want to make everybody else miserable. I firmly believe as a human being, before you take any job where you're a boss over somebody or anything like that or managerial position, you should work in retail for at least a year. I'm not even kidding. So you should understand what the people that work in retail and servers go through. Okay? And I've done all of it. Okay, I've done all of it. And that's why, like, when I deal with service people generally, I try to kill them kindness, give them an extra little boost of kindness, all that, except for the flare. Those bitches were crazy. And they were denying flights to, like, 17 people in line. Craziness. And I was the worst at fault. They weren't. There are some customer service reps that do exist in the world that shouldn't be in it anymore. Once you, like, want to hate people and, like, you know, wreck their shit, you should no longer be in that job. And the airport, for some reason, is just chock full of these people. I have no idea why.
You just do it. You just do it.
No, you just arrive earlier. By that logic, bro. Just do it. Just leave earlier. This guy's wife doing all the work.
Her name is Jen.
So while we've been sitting here for 20 minutes, making phone calls.
You're not doing shit, bro.
Just doing whatever. There's still 20 minutes before our flight takes off. 20 minutes.
And it's probably already boarded. Butt shit.
Still until our flight takes off. We've been sitting here for 20 minutes.
This guy is not grasping things. It's weird. And I get it. He wants to tell you guys how dumb the airport rules are, which I agree with him on. Like, can I be real? I agree with him on that. But the airport rules are the airport rules right now. Would I have let him on if I knew he was a shitty YouTuber? No. But if I was customer service rep for 30 minutes, again, if they let someone on and they delay flights, that's on you as a customer service rep. So I sort of get why they don't want to screw over that lady that was single. They probably let her go.
Have been on the plane eating your sucky peanuts by now.
You get peanuts? He's so mad. Sucky peanuts.
I'm really sorry, Champ. You got here with plenty of time.
Hey, Champ. I'm really sorry your dad messed up. We were late. That's on us. That's how you do this. This is how you create entitled children who think that they're kings of the universe, okay? You take the responsibility and you teach your kids to take responsibility. So many of these rich YouTube kids, they never learn how to take responsibility because their parents don't ever take responsibility because they can't, because it damages the brand, right? So in this moment, this is a teachable moment for your children. Guys, look, we were just late. I don't agree with the airport on this. We were only 2 minutes late, but we were late nonetheless. So we're kind of both in the wrong. We were a little late, but the airport could have had some grace and they weren't, so we're kind of both in the wrong here. I'm sorry we were late. You could have taken a little responsibility. You teach your children a little humility, because to pass on humility to your children is one of the best gifts you could give your kids, is to teach them to be humble, to be apologetic, to be kind. They will be successful in life if they are. You're not teaching your kids that, bro. And on the contrary, remember when they were talking about moving, or when they moved into their house, or when they were leaving the house, he's like, we bought this to be a flex to their friends. This is how he raises his children, and that is how they are going to be. So when you see these types of parenting moments on these vlogs, people are influenced by that. Oh, I should be able to be that type of parent. No. How about no?
I don't understand why the captain goes, there's a family of 6 downstairs. I'm going to tell you.
Did she just say, I don't understand why they can't just talk to the captain? Like he's got other shit going on. Like he needs to worry about late families arriving here. Like, I don't understand why they can't. Do they know that we're YouTubers? Can you tell the captain we have a YouTube channel? He doesn't give a shit about you. Captains have enough responsibility flying and keeping people not dead in the air in a tube of metal. Okay, they got enough shit to worry about than a family that was late to the airport. Relax. These people are so entitled. You were late and you said it in the beginning of your video. You need a song. This is how we Binghams on vacay, showing up to the airport 2 minutes late, but you blame everybody else but yourself. This is how we Bingham, YouTube family, sitting in an airport, complaining, do they not know who we are? Shitty peanuts. But you were late for the flight, and you blame everybody but yourself. But yourself. You were late to the airport, 'cause you probably had to take a shit. Should've pooped your pants. I think Snark Week, and I shouldn't insist, I think there should be a song every day in Snark Week. And I apologize for not doing it yesterday, but I'll try to remember to put a song in every week. And bringing in the old ones, like the Swear Pillow. You piece of shit! And Creepy Mega Baby. Hey, you were late to the airport, dumbass!
Bathroom, changed some diapers, sat here, talked, moved locations twice, and guess what? There's still 10 minutes before our flight takes off.
It's crazy you don't understand the concept of being on time. You're like, the airplane is still here. We could easily still get there. Hey, man, I've explained to you, and you know the rules. Maybe it's on Alaska Airlines to explain to you better, and maybe you didn't want to listen, but they should have said, look, guys, this is the rules because here, if you delay the flight or something happens, you can't get the security, you got some shit in your bag you didn't know, anything could happen from here on out. And if you're on the other side, we're responsible for you, and then we get delayed, and then we cost money. And I'm sorry, that's the way it goes. And I think it's stupid, I guess, for small airports. I get it. But I don't know if this is a small airport or not.
10 minutes.
Why don't you cry about it?
Still.
This is what these kids are learning. These kids are sitting there listening to him complain about not take responsibility at all. It's everybody else's fault, by the way, and that's what he's teaching his kids.
We've been lounging in the airport for about 35, 40 minutes, and there's 10 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. Boy, I don't know how we would have ever made that flight.
Okay, Karen, relax.
Good call, Alaska. Good call.
It was a good call because we get an entertaining video. And, you know, good call for you guys, too, because you made a video that had 3.2 million views on it, calling out an airline, and you made tens of thousands of dollars on this video. So you're happy it happened, too. So relax.
I'm sorry,
Sorry, Alaska Airlines is the assholes. They don't know we're YouTubers. You should just walk the airport like this. Hi, would like to check into our flight, please? Just have it like a stick, like a little, like a pin. Hey, we'd like to check into the airport, please. Thanks. What's that? Oh, no, it's just my YouTube plaque. So you know I'm YouTube. And if you cross me, I'll make a video about it. No, I'm completely guilty of doing the same shit. I had a series on my channel for every single time I did an ending. I'm like, don't fly with flare. And it wasn't, because, yeah, partially it wasn't my fault, yes. But it was just the fact that they treated everybody in that line. If you go back and watch my video, there was literal women with children crying their eyes out, like bawling their eyes out. They, like, one woman was so distraught, I felt like it was, like, really dangerous. And so, yeah, I used my platform. And I get what they did, and they made money on it, so I understand that. But Alaska's not going to change, the airport's not going to change the rules, because this is how Bingham missed their shitty vacation. Yeah, and up to this point, they weren't really making, they were doing 3.4 thousand views, 13,000 as we go. This one is 300,000, embarrassing my teenage daughter. So most of their shit is like 14,000 beach days, 7.5, and then embarrassing his daughter gets 300,000 views. I think this is his daughter from another marriage, by the way. That's crazy. On August 5th, moving day. So they didn't go on vacation, I guess. Did they move 2 days after? Yeah, they went on vacation. So here it is. They did end up on their vacation. There we go.
It's leaving in 4 minutes. We don't get to be on that one. I think the most upsetting part of all of it is that there was a choice made. It wasn't a hard and fast rule. They radioed into someone, and they had the choice to say yes, let them go, or don't. And they made the choice to say don't let them.
Well, that's because they radioed in and say, hey, looks like we got a full flight down here, or it looks like we don't have a full flight, and it looks like there's only 30 people. We want to get this thing out of early. They broke the rules. Sorry, we're out of here. I'm sure if it was a more full flight, they'd be like, yeah, let them go. We got lots of time. Or they just, again, want to be customer service reps for an airline, be like, F them. Because that's what some are like. And he's right there. Some of them do have a choice to make, I guess. They should probably like, look, there's a family of 6 here that arrived 2 minutes late. Can we wreck their day? Yeah, let's do it. You know it.
That's what
People out there who worked as customer service reps for airlines, you message me below, leave a comment. You know what I'm talking about, okay? The amount of people that I denied their carry-on because it was too heavy. I mean, I would have gotten in trouble if they would have rocked down there with one person had a carry-on bag that was, I kid you not, 70 pounds. What do you have in your bars of gold? And he's like, oh, it fits. I'm like, yeah, but it's 70 pounds, bro. If you go down there and put a 70-pound bag in the overhead compartment, and they're gonna be like, who checked you in? That's me, man. I remember one. Here's a story. I think I might have told you the story, but this couple came in. It looks like they were on, like, they're trying to go on vacation maybe to save their marriage or something. I don't know. Or they were just hate each other because they're married too long. I don't know. But she forgot her passport. And she's like, oh, you need a passport to fly to Mexico? and we're like, yeah, you need your passport. And like the flight was boarding. And it was like, you forgot your passport at home. You're not going back to get it. Not coming back. And she's like, can I just get on the flight? No, because here's how this works. If you get to Mexico and if you don't have a passport, that you get sent home on our dime, on the airline's dime. That's why they'll never let you go without proper ID. And he's like, well, I'm going. I paid $10,000 for the vacation and I'm going. And she's like, if you get on that airplane, I'm divorcing you. And he's like, okay. He freaking sayonara, got on the plane. She was so, oh my God, the drama that you see. There should be a reality television show. Maybe there is. I think there is, actually. Oh my gosh. The Entitlement. There's one guy. They're rolling up with, they're going to, some vacations are like maximum 7 days. Okay, 7 days. This woman, I kid you not, had 5 bags. Okay, and the overage on what she wanted to bring would have cost this guy something like, I think it was like $375 or some insane amount of money. And he's like, you're not taking all this. He's like, what is in that bag? She opens the bag, and I kid you not, there was 45 pairs of shoes in this bag. 45 pairs or more of shoes. He's like, we are going away for 7 days. What are you doing? He started taking shit out of her bag and putting it in the garbage. She was freaking. These people were fighting in the airport. It was awesome. Man, it was awesome.
I think is the most upsetting. I can understand if we were actually so late that we'd be holding up a flight. I wouldn't.
You were late.
Special treatment for that. but 50 minutes.
You're literally asking for special treatment. You said you were late. You said you were 120 seconds off the cutoff date, of the cutoff time. And that's not just like, it's there for a reason, right? But you did want special treatment.
Minutes early. They have the option to let us through, and they just choose not to. That's the part I have a hard time with.
Yeah? The entitlement?
Watch out for my phone.
She's still on the phone. Hello? Is this Karen Airlines? Okay, we're trying to book flights.
If you get to my left, we just maybe my favorite piece of advice was when we asked what the other options were, was to buy more tickets. Awesome.
Oh, well, it's gonna get there. You missed your flight, bro.
Awesome, yeah.
Although I do think this is built into it too. I think he said that it's an overbooked flight. So okay, so he's saying the reason we were denied is because they overbooked it, and this was like their way of being like, oh, whew, there's people that are late, cut them off because we're overbooked. Maybe that's what it was.
Just spend more money. Just do that.
But he doesn't say anywhere so far in the video that the flight's overbooked.
Great customer service and the attitude that it was done with. Just zero empathy, sympathy.
It just seemed like they were just doing their job. I don't think they were trying to be rude. They weren't yelling in your face or like, sir, get out of here. They were just like, look, we're trying our best. It didn't seem like that to me. It didn't like the flare ladies. Oh my gosh. Pretty sure they were going to take out a freaking knife and shank me.
Remorse for the situation. And just as cold and sterile and I don't give a as it gets.
It's true. He's right. He's right. People who are flying on vacation specifically are like, again, when I did this, I did what these ladies do. There's such a sense of entitlement for so many people. They're like, I paid like 10 grand for this vacation. I'm going to be like drunk. Some people will come from the bar to get on their 4 a.m. flight. We're like, you can't fly. You're drunk. He's like, no, nah. He's like drooling. Bro, I'm not drunk. The amount of people denied because it's like, they're just like, we want to party. We're getting on vacation. People will pre-party before a flight.
Hi. Do you have a confirmation or anything?
Our only option is to book a later flight with a 3-hour layover, getting us there too late to participate in the event we're flying out for. What was the event?
We're on a flight to San Jose.
Whatever we're doing there is our last name. Bingham is the last name.
With an additional expense. So that's better than buying new flights. That's pretty good. That's not bad considering you were late. $400 penalty for people who are rich. So you're going to not be able to go to this event and you're still going? Why would you still go then? Despite their lack of sympathy and their couldn't care less attitudes toward the situation, they're still human beings. All human beings deserve to be treated with decency and respect. Regardless of the circumstances, they still have feelings and their happiness matters, blah, blah, blah. What about the dignity of your children and their privacy? Did they get any of this? Any consideration for them? No? Okay, just checking.
Oh, okay. Separate tickets, okay. This one's marked, this one's marked. I don't know if this one has been.
These are all marked.
So it sounds like they figured it out. But they had to make a video Karen complaining about the whole thing, even though they're leaving an hour later. Oh no, an hour later.
Go this way? Okay.
She's being super nice, by the way. The fact that he called her out, she's actually trying to be really nice. But maybe it's because he's wearing cameras all over his body.
Thank you. It's not, you're a good person, okay?
Yeah, but you didn't say at the beginning, you're calling a Karen.
It's a really hard morning for us, so you're a good person.
I know. What are you doing?
He's crying with a GoPro.
Doing there?
We might not be able to make it, but that's not your fault.
It's not her fault. And he says it on camera, and that's it. That's all you need to hear. But he was blaming him for the last 15 minutes. 8 minutes.
Okay.
I've been in the film business myself.
Follow us on YouTube.
I always get your job.
Thank you. Thank you.
We flew Delta Airlines on our return flight. Without a word, we were escorted to the front of the line to facilitate the needs of a large family. So, we're flying Delta from now on. We were taken to the front of TSA check-in, and our kids were given snacks and drinks while we waited for our luggage. That's not Delta who did that. That's TSA. That's hilarious. Because you're wearing cameras. Thank you, Delta. That's awesome. Here's flip-flops.
Yes, baby.
And they look like they were almost late to this flight, too. Looks like they're almost late to the 3-hour later flight. You gotta be kidding me right now. Holy shnikes, bro. So this is how we Bingham. This is how we not late to the airport next time, right? Bet you that'll never happen again. He learned his lesson, and now they're going to be at least an hour and a half early to every flight. But he didn't know they had to be early to flights, apparently. It's, you know, who knows these things? Everybody knows it, bro. Dumbass. Anyway, everybody take a deep, snarky, snark weak breath with me. Like my air, I'm flying in my jet with my huge couch. Okay, I have another question. We are throwing out an old couch because it's old. It's like 10 years old. It's that gray one, Tyson. And we need comfortable couches to sit on in our main sitting room. The TV's at the fireplace at the wall, and we have long walls, like 15 feet. We don't want an L-shaped couch because they're uncomfortable. Okay, and the cloud couches that everybody seems to be getting, also, I don't like them. Maybe you got the wrong one. I don't know. But I'm looking for a couch that's really relaxing to sit in, deep cushions, really deep, you know, where you can sit on it and have a nap, and it's like you literally are in a coma. Do you know what I'm saying? What couch exists out there that is the most comfortable couch to lay and sleep on? And I'm not saying a pull-out. I don't want to pull out. I just want one of those couches that's like, you know what I'm saying? Where you get in it and you're like, am I in a cloud? Am I back in the womb? That's what I want. Anybody have any suggestions out there? Because we're having a hard time. Furniture's shit these days. And my wife's like, look at this on Wayfair. Don't buy Wayfair furniture. Okay, it's shit. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you for being here and having some fun. I will try to sing a song in every video now. But thanks for being here, and I hope that you're having a great day. And don't forget you're awesome, incredible, and valuable. Someone has a huge crush on you. You look amazing in that sundress. I'll see you when I see you.